All right, we got a good amount of people joined here. So we'll go ahead and start. Yeah, thanks for everybody for tuning in. And I'm James from FiXT, and I've got Preston from FiXT here as well. And we've got Young Medicine, and glad to have these guys on. We got Josh.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
And Brett.
Hi.
And I thought to open things up, we could just have you guys go around in that order, Josh, Michael, Brett, and maybe just give a quick intro into kind of how you got into music, specifically leading into where you're at now with Young Medicine.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm Josh, and I sing and play guitar and do a lot of design and video work for us. And my dad was always a musician, so growing up, he was always playing acoustic guitar for me and stuff, and we inherited a piano. So that was my first instrument, was actually piano growing up, and I took a bunch of lessons, learned a bunch of movie soundtrack pieces and stuff. So that's kind of how I got into playing music, and then like classic story, trying to impress a girl in high school.
Same.
Yeah, I was like, I need to learn how to play guitar because I can't cart around a piano. Should have got a guitar. And I went and I tried out for a band, probably the end of my junior year, and Brett was actually in that band at the time, a different band. But yeah, that's how I met Brett and started playing music professionally. And that's my story.
You were only a junior?
I think it was the summer after my junior year, between junior year and senior year in high school. So I was like 17, 18 maybe.
Cool. And Michael, how about you?
Cool. My dad also was a musician. He was a drummer in high school and college. So he kind of didn't really push me in the direction of drums because I also started on guitar and wasn't that good at it. And I ended up with a drum kit at my house and just like high school jam sessions. And one day just kind of sat down and started messing around with them, and it clicked. And in my first little high school band, I had another friend on drums and me on guitar. And one day we're just like, you know what, let's switch for a practice. And it worked. So yeah, that was probably like my freshman year of high school, and then just kind of messed around until really only about 6 or so years ago, getting back into music seriously. And I was in another local band. And then Brett and Josh asked me to fill in on a tour with them with Young Med. And then after that, asked me to stick around. So here I am.
So you mentioned local, and I realized, I don't know if everybody knows where you guys are based. Where are you guys at?
Kansas City.
Midwest.
Yeah, right in the heart of the Midwest.
Middle.
But yeah, so yeah, that's my short, long version.
Cool.
Michael, were your parents glad that you picked the loudest instrument?
Luckily, they're super supportive, and obviously with my dad being a drummer, he knew what to expect. So they've always been awesome about it and actually enjoy it. So that's good, especially when my early bands were all heavy bands, like all metalcore bands, and not exactly the best, especially in high school and stuff like that. But they always put up with it. Obviously when you start off, you just kind of see how loud you can make everything.
You're still like that.
Yeah.
Hey,
nothing's
drums
changed.
have cymbals, okay? God. But yeah, so yeah, luckily my parents are awesome and always were cool with it because practice is obviously always at my house where the drums are. So
Right.
Either, you could tell us not to or kind of just deal with it. And they definitely dealt with it. So I'm extremely fortunate to have them be super supportive. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
And Brett, what's your story?
To complete the trifecta, I just realized all three of us have the same story. My dad played trumpet all through high school, so I played trumpet.
Oh.
But after my first local rock and metal show, I realized I was in the wrong kind of band. So I eventually got a keyboard and played around with vocals and ended up finding Josh and starting a band with him.
And was that Young Medicine, or was that a different band to start with? Sort of.
Michael's wearing a really cool shirt, but it was not Young Medicine. It was like a proto Young Medicine.
Okay.
It was a bunch of years of us just figuring out how to do all this, how to be in a band, how to tour, how to record music, how to throw it up online. And once we were able to start Young Medicine, we had a better idea of how to really get it going.
Cool. So, Preston, maybe you can jump in a little bit about how they kind of, first got on our radar and segue into how we met them.
Yeah, so at the label, we connected with Essenger, who then introduced us to your music. And so you guys have a bit of a history with Essenger. And of course, you collabed on the track on his After Dark album. And it was a great song, like really unique mashup of genres. The fan response was great to it.
Lost
So
Boys.
maybe just wanted to ask you guys, like, how that came about, like what was the process of working on that song together, and maybe even what some of the history of Essenger and Young Medicine is.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, I do a lot of video and design work for us. I mean, pretty much all of it. I would like to have more people involved, get a load off my table, but Jeff hit us up, or hit me up, had to have been 2014 or 2015, about in the comments, or no, an email about a music video that we had done way back in the day, asking who did it, and or if we did it. And I was like, yeah, we did it ourselves. And he was wondering if he could hire us to do a video for him. And it just started a dialogue back and forth. And I was like, you know what, you should move to Kansas City, because he was living in kind of middle of nowhere, Montana at the time. I was like, if you move up here, we could work on video stuff, design stuff together. And
How did he find our video in the first place?
I don't know. I think we were both featured on the same promo channel. Maybe it was like Brian Stars.
Probably, yeah. That'd be about right.
I know he's been trying to get a lot of his stuff pulled down from there. The erase all past music. But yeah, he hit us up, or hit me up about doing video work with him, and then he ended up moving up here. And I think I was the only person he knew. No, it was me and a guy named Reese, who's another local producer around here. And we ended up being roommates at some point. And we've just been working on music and design stuff, kind of work trade back and forth, off and on, since 2015, 2016. And we both got into synthwave, the whole retrowave scene together around the same time. And Lost Boys just kind of fell together when he said he was working on a full album. I was like, we should do a track together. And we're both big fans of that movie, and just everything fell into place.
I was sold on the Lost Boys idea when we were floating around ideas for a music video. Possibly we would go to the actual pier and ride dirt bikes. And
Never too late to do a music video for that song.
We could do it anytime. There's no rules.
Yeah, and that movie is interesting because there's kind of a tradition of covering that song, or like pulling themes from Lost Boys onto FiXT releases. So it was interesting then that you guys came in with that track.
Yeah, didn't you say several people had done Cry Little Sister covers on FiXT?
Yeah. So Clay has done a version of a cover. The Annex has done a version of a cover. And I Will Never Be the Same has done a version of a cover of that song. So
it was perfect.
It was perfect.
We need to do a cover of I Still Believe, the Sax Man song. That way Michael can kind of like suit up.
We'll make sure he's oiled up.
100%. Always. I'm glistening. Always.
Yeah, and then so the five of us had a chance to meet up out in LA earlier this year, along with Clayton, of course, Android. And that was right before things hit the fan with COVID.
It was like the week before.
Yeah. I think I came back to Colorado on the 10th, which was like the day before Tom Hanks announced he had it, and that was like when it was official.
I love how that's like a mile marker for COVID.
That's when it happened.
Tom Hanks.
I remember that though, yeah.
Yeah. So it was great meeting up with you guys, and then we did the signing. I think probably some fans saw the signing video.
Yeah.
And so just wanted to get your thoughts on that experience of going out to LA. Was that the first time you'd been out there? And also anything about meeting up with Clayton or anything else you want to talk about?
We've been out there before for like NAMM a couple times, and we've driven through on tour, but every time we go, we always visit like a different part. And so it's always a new experience, especially that one was fun. And
yeah, it was great. It was great meeting up with you guys because we had always heard like over the years horror story after horror story about like label people, you know. And I mean we've had our own experiences like horror stories with them as well. So meeting you guys was it was a little scary, but it was awesome. I was very pleasantly surprised how down to earth everyone was, and after we, for people watching who obviously weren't there, after we met up with you guys and did the kind of in-person signing, it was really cool. We went out to dinner with a few other artists from FiXT, like the Annex was there, and
Bad Dreamers.
Yeah, and going back to Clayton's house and seeing like the studio in progress and stuff, and the coolest part was just sitting down up in the tech studio and having everyone in the label just kind of listen through everyone's works in progress and just like be quiet the whole time and just like
that's what impressed me.
I was like, what?
Everyone was able to just hang out
and just listening through them and critiquing them. It's like, oh shit, they actually care about music.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to figure out how to take that virtual and like have like more artists on the roster get on calls like this, but like find a way to stream in audio where we can do like a group listening thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is a unique experience. I feel like in life, you generally don't meet too many people who are like really passionate about music. But if you get that many people in one room, most of whom are making the music, and then have that chance to like have a group critique or just like experience it together, it's pretty unique.
Yeah, that was a great time. We've got some fan questions we're gonna throw in here, and then we've got a few more things we'll talk through kind of on our story of working with you guys. I was supposed to ask Josh if you have any sort of accent or something. There's an intro to a song where you appear to have an accent sometimes.
I have I guess a Midwestern accent. I'm not quite sure.
He just doesn't speak very good English.
A Kansas City accent? I don't know.
What's the song?
That question is courtesy of Essenger. I may have butchered the
Oh
phrase.
my God.
That's
Just
a question.
Essenger has this thing where at the beginning of one of our songs where I sing, I love the thought of losing sleep. He thinks I sound like, what is it, like a European artist that English is their second language or something, the way I pronounced it. Every single time he hears that song, he mentions that. And I've been playing that song live, and I'll see him in the audience, and he'll just be like cracking up every time I sing that.
So you told me I had to ask you, so.
You didn't have to.
But we got a question here, and you know, this is something each of you might have a different answer for, but what are some other bands or artists that have inspired you?
Start with Michael, maybe?
Me? Jeez. God, it's tough. I started very early on, was into pop punk. I remember I was in like early middle school, I don't know, somewhere around there, and someone showed me Newfound Glory, and I always liked like fast-paced music like that, and they showed me like the first track off Sticks and Stones, and I was just like, holy crap, like this exists. And it's just like that was it. And then I was like pop punk, and then slowly started to get a little heavier, like Under Rhodes and Silverstein, and you know, like kind of post-hardcore bands. And then kind of as I got older, it just like got a little heavier in metalcore, and then bands like Vanna, Silverstein's still a big one. And then just when I got a little bit heavier, bands like From a Second Story Window and Within the Ruins with more like technical heavy drumming. Once I started playing drums, I got into stuff like that, and tried to play along with things like that. So I definitely come from a heavier background. Like music also perfect. These guys brought me along because they kind of had that heavier element to begin with, which is where I came from. And then they have all the electronics and everything. So when it all got together, it was just what you have now. So yeah, definitely bringing the heavy to what we do for sure.
Brett, what about you?
Musical influences.
Yeah, favorite artists,
Yeah.
influences.
Anymore, we kind of take influences from movies, like Lost
Yeah,
Boys, but
mostly
movie trailer music is just so huge and bombastic. It's fun to take inspiration from just trailers. Even video game soundtracks or writing songs about robots. And I guess I first started hearing synthwave when Josh didn't tell me about it. I would just go over to his house and I would hear Kavinsky playing in the background, just like, what is this? And it crept into our regular listening from there. And on tour too, when we're playing music on the bus.
Yeah, you hang around with these guys enough, you start getting into it.
Michael was the latest bloomer.
That's how
we had to find
on
synthwave
tour.
that had like metal drums in it, and he's like, "Oh, I get it."
So synthwave wasn't an easy sell for you, Michael? You weren't hooked on it right away?
I wouldn't say it wasn't an easy sell. I didn't start listening to it on my own really until, I don't know, maybe a year-ish ago, within the past year really. But like Brett said, like when we would go on early tours, I was, in the van or bus or whatever, it's like whoever was playing music would play a lot of it. And I was just like, okay, like I liked it, but not enough to like put it on my, main playlist then. And then it grew on me. And like they said, like when I found stuff like, what was it, Dance with the Dead?
Yep.
Things like that have heavier drums and stuff like that. I was like, I was like, okay, cool.
I've
But
seen
yeah,
a
it's
lot of
definitely grown on
people.
me.
I've seen a lot of people online will kind of come to newer genres like this from heavier spaces.
There is a huge metal crossover with metal fans in synthwave. We see it like every day in comments and feedback, and yeah. Josh, don't think we're gonna miss out on your influences or favorite artists or.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we all three came from similar but different backgrounds, and like kind of like the emo pop punk kind of realm. I know for me personally, it was anything with big choruses, and it's always been like that. And I mean, we still focus mainly on that in our writing. So like old My Chem, AFI type stuff, 30 Seconds to Mars. And then, discovering synthwave was what brought me out of kind of listening to almost exclusively metal for a while. And now we kind of just blend them all together.
Try to.
Yep.
We've got, some other questions here. This one's anonymous.
Oh, better be good.
I could see who this might be from, but anonymous. Ideas for future TikTok content? ? Do you remember the last show you played before the pandemic lockdown?
The TikTok one, is that our manager? Is he in this?
Yeah.
Does their anonymous name rhyme with Mikolas Nishko?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
What's our plans for TikTok? Yeah, we'll throw Michael in a big bubble bath and just film it.
I want to read hate comments on TikTok. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. Because we do get like a decent amount of funny ones, and I love reading them.
Yeah. Jeff Simpson says Josh is Japanese.
He wishes.
Another anonymous attendee. How badly do you guys miss touring?
Bad. Not as bad as Michael, but pretty bad.
Michael's probably the worst. Our bus has a smell, like a tour smell. It's not good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. It's like a really old vehicle. And
it's not
every
as
now
bad
and then
as you think.
Yeah. Every now and then we have to get the bus out to move it, or for some reason to move something, or just to make sure it still runs. And when you just walk on and you smell it, that's when it hits you. Like, let's just go somewhere and spend the night. I don't even care. Like,
Drive to a Love's or something.
Just drive to a truck stop and hang out for the evening.
Yep.
Let's see. Caspian says, what influenced you to create the fusion of genres to create the signature Young Medicine sound? Thanks, big fan from Canada.
Ooh, hey.
Haven't toured there yet.
Want to.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen it a whole lot, and we knew we still wanted to be a band, you know, but we really liked this kind of new thing that had, you know, retro influences, but kind of do it in a modern way. And we thought like, oh, if we can kind of add our full band stuff into this, like maybe we can kind of figure it out, because we haven't heard a whole lot of it yet.
Yeah, we were already doing like half rock band, half synth. So it wasn't, or I guess isn't, because you haven't heard some of the newer stuff that hasn't came out yet, as big of a leap as you would think to just take the synths that are already there and kind of pull them more into the retro synth realm versus what was already there, you know?
I've got a light that's like suddenly blinking. I don't know what, I think the bulb just burned out. So, and now it's back. Got another question for you here. I think this one was from one of the team members here on FiXT. This might've been from Tina. French toast or pancakes?
French toast.
Waffles first, then pancakes, if they're like chocolate chip pancakes.
I would probably say pancakes just because you can put a lot of stuff in them, you know, like spruce them up, make them fancy, put it, you know, it's kind of whatever you have laying around. Just pancake.
There's no rules. You can't put extra things in French toast. People don't do it.
Yeah,
though,
but you don't
already
do that. That's kind of an unspoken rule. French toast is like French toast, but like
We're not
pancakes,
fancy enough
you
for
can do
French
whatever.
toast, really. I think that's what it comes down to.
Okay, so we've mentioned a few times in here COVID, Tom Hanks, and you know, obviously it's impacted touring. But there's another element to the COVID story. And Josh,
Yeah.
positive?
I might still be positive. I was positive a week and a half ago. According to the local CDC, if that's a thing, I forgot what it was called, like the Johnson County Health Department, I should be no longer shedding by now. So I technically am safe to go back to work or be around people. I don't know. I don't know if I trust that, but
So
yeah, I had it.
You appear fine right now. What's it been like? Were you really sick, and how has it been?
I had one day of really bad symptoms. The day after I helped Michael and Brett move, actually, I already had it when I was helping them move Michael into his new house. And I don't think I gave it to anyone. You guys said you're negative, right?
Negative.
Negative.
So I had a very, very faint, dry cough that day. And then the next day I was bedridden. All of my muscles hurt. I had like an ache deep in my bones. I didn't have a fever, but I did have chills. And then then the next day I felt completely back to normal. And the day after that, I lost all sense of smell and taste and didn't have it for about a week. And just got my sense of smell and taste back like 2 days ago. And that's that. That's about it.
Huh?
Well, all things considered, seems like you survived just fine, really.
Yeah, it was not as bad as I thought, but
All right.
We kept telling him to enter in like hot sauce contests and like take home all the prizes because he couldn't taste. Like,
Yeah. What's the craziest thing you tried to eat?
I ate a
Taste.
giant spoonful of horseradish just to see if it would like clear out my sinuses or if I could taste it, and I could not whatsoever. No.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So are there any tour plans for after the COVID stuff is fully settled, or what are the live plans?
we've been invited to a couple shows, a couple like large festivals that are late this year, but we haven't felt good about saying yes to anything yet. So we're just looking till next year and keep working on music and videos in the meantime while we can.
Have you guys considered a remote show? Actually, Caspian from Canada asked remote shows on Discord for Patreons during COVID.
That could be really tight. Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but haven't set anything in stone yet. But I'd love to. I think it'd be awesome, especially seeing the couple bands that have been doing it. Like I know Under Oath just had a huge one, and Silverstein did one. I'd love to do something like that once we get all the logistics worked out, and just kind of the how to do it. But
Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
Did you see you mentioned Under Oath earlier? Did you see that they just did that?
Yeah.
Big
I
one.
didn't see it, but it looked. I mean, I saw a couple little clips and stills and stuff. It looked really, really well done. So great to do something along those lines. Obviously, not that high caliber, probably, but something like that.
Brett, who's your friend there?
This is Callie. She's hanging out. You may have heard her cry in the background a couple of times.
I'm not sure I fully understand the question, but I'll read this and maybe you guys can decipher. Selena asks, who was really on the Bella, Bella, YouTube channel on the Not Human Fury Weekend Remix premiere? I don't know, maybe one of you under Young Medicine account?
That was me.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it.
Yeah, so whenever we premiere stuff on YouTube, there's a live chat while it premieres, and we can all listen and chat about it. And for that one song, I logged in under our old band name YouTube account. That's what Michael's wearing now.
Got it.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, Josh took Young Medicine's account to log in on, so I was like, well, what else do I do? I got this old one. I'll try it out.
You don't have your own email?
It's not as fun as the Bella.
And then another anonymous question here. Would you consider eating an egg donut?
I have several questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is?
That's not that. That's not the question. The question is, would you consider it? I mean,
I'm
are
considering
eggs
it
in
right now.
dough?
I'll eat most
Like-
things, honestly.
Are donuts made with eggs to begin with?
That's what I thought. Or is it like, are they talking like a Boston cream donut with like a raw egg in the middle? Just like egg filling.
Or an egg with a hole in it?
I'll eat any of these
Ooh.
things.
Okay. Let's move on to another topic. New music. I mean, we've re-released the first album, couple remixes, just dropped the new music video for Not Human, and you guys have been working on new material, new song in the wings, new video in the wings. Maybe chat a little bit about what's coming, what's different, what's the same, what are you excited about for new material?
I guess you guys are hearing it for the first time in the Zoom chat, but we actually, I think, have a final-ish master back on the newest one. So maybe hit you up after the chat and send that your way. But yeah, we have one new one pretty much completely wrapped, a few others all the way
With a
written.
video.
Yeah, and a video.
Is that wrapped up, Josh? How's the video coming?
I started singing all the clips and it looks really good.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll see you in 3 years,
it'll be great by then, I promise.
probably.
And then we have a few other songs that are written all the way, but aren't all the way done being recorded. I need to track guitars and get those over to Brett ASAP. Sorry,
Yeah,
Brett.
I'm waiting.
Sorry.
Yeah, I recorded my parts. What the hell?
Yeah, Michael's actually gotten more done than Josh.
I'm
And-
like 3D.
I have the coronavirus.
Yeah, you had
No
plenty of time to
excuse.
sit at home, play your guitar. You had one day. Like, come on.
Yeah, we have several demos and trying to knock them out one at a time. I'm guessing we'll focus on singles first, but
Creatively, is there anything you guys want to explore with the new material that maybe you didn't on Interlinked? Are you excited to try new things?
Just dig way, way deeper into the whole kind of retro synth thing than we did in Interlinked. We kind of just hinted at it here and there on that one. Obviously, we weren't working with FiXT Neon at the time.
still figuring it out, like new to the sound, but
I would have liked
we're learning all the time.
to dig a little further on that one, but I'm glad that we're able to do that now, for sure.
Yeah, great.
Also open to more, I guess, collabs, because that's not something we had really thought about or talked about before. We started working with you guys, and we did one with Jeff, and we've had remixes done. We hadn't had a whole lot of those before. So like working a little bit outside of our own small bubble and reaching out with other artists I think it's a lot of fun, and will help us kind of grow, do stuff that we wouldn't normally be able to do ourselves.
Yeah, and you recently just had a collab that we worked in supporting you with on Monster Cat. And
Yeah. Mazar.
In fact, I wasn't sure how to pronounce it. Mazar.
I don't know either.
I always say Mazer, and then I think Jeff once Essenger said it was Mazare or something. I don't remember. He pronounced it.
Okay.
I have no idea.
The song's
I'll
called
bet you it's
Vagrant.
not that.
Just clarify this sometime.
But yeah, a little congrats are in order because since the re-release of Interlinked and some of the remixes and now the Monster Cat collab, you guys just broke 50,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
Yeah.
So huge congrats, and can't wait till we can announce 100,000.
Get 6 digits. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a few more questions in the chat here. Yeah. Another Essenger question here.
You haven't blocked him already? Come on.
Josh,
Get him out of here.
Josh, can you provide proof that you are not 100 ferrets inside a hollowed out man?
I've been had. Sorry, guys. I gotta go.
But Selena is asking, speaking of collabs, do you have a dream collab?
I don't know. I haven't actually thought a ton on that.
Is it Gesaffelstein?
Yeah. Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know.
Gesaffelstein?
That one's awesome. That might be, I don't know if it's out of our reach, but I mean, we also love Don Broco. A lot of their stuff has a goofiness to it. I'd love to work with.
That would be great to do a collab with them, because they also get to do like crazy videos of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, videos. That'd be fun. It's Cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else in the FiXT Neon roster that you guys are particularly interested in collaborating with as well? Someone.
Prism
Marino.
and the Bad Dreamers.
Okay.
Sure.
Andrews, Ace Marino, Annex, everyone.
Just
Ace
name
Marino.
This is normal FiXT, but Becco's got really cool stuff.
Same with the Annex, honestly.
Yeah, and we're really cultivating like some cross pollination between the rosters, and so we've already done some. Fury Weekend did a collab with the Annex. I know we haven't announced yet, so there's 2 other artists that are talking about collaborating with Becco.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's definitely opportunity and room for you guys to connect with some other artists. I'm laughing at the questions Jeff keeps dropping in here.
I see him pop up every now and then.
So material. As far as new material and timeline on things for everybody that's in here, we should have some of this stuff out, going into the fall. So it's just around the corner. New material coming together. I'm just going through questions here.
Yeah, I have a fan question from myself as a fan. I'm sure you've answered this, but what's the Young Medicine name? How'd you come to that?
Do you want the serious artsy answer, or do you want the cyberpunk answer?
Oh, interesting. Your door beat.
What?
Let's do the artsy answer.
Yeah, it's Young Medicine is kind of what music was for us, growing up, for all of us, because we've always been into music, and it's kind of that outlet you can turn to, whether you're making it or whether you're just listening to it. Got that medicine for everything else going on, as many creative arts are. And so it'd be cool, if what we're making can be that for other people, that it's kind of the goal, I think. So that's kind of, the art. It's hard to describe, but I hope it makes sense.
No, yeah, it makes perfect sense. No, that's actually a lot cooler. I thought you just got it off a label somewhere, No, I'm kidding. That's a cool answer though.
Okay, there's a couple more questions that popped in here. So what was the cat's name?
Callie.
Callie? Okay, so
Callie.
this is for Brett. How old is Callie and when did you get her?
She's 19 years old. She's a little old lady. I got her just on my birthday when she was like probably more than a few weeks, but itty bitty. It was this farm, a huge farm, and they were overrun with cats. You couldn't take a step anywhere without running into a cats and almost stepping on one. So they're like, please take as many cats as you want. And I don't know how I picked her out of all these cats, but I just picked her up and said, I want this one. And so I went home with Callie and I had her ever since. She's been living with me.
All right. If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
One song.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah.
Caribbean Queen's pretty good.
Oh,
Caribbean Queen is really good.
you
That's-
talking Billy Ocean?
Yeah.
That chorus will never go bad.
Oh yeah, my friend Remy in the chat just said "Cruel Summer." That might be mine. That's one of my most looped songs.
Michael, I know what yours is going to be.
What you? I'm sure you do. You actually probably do. What is it?
What? I forgot her name. Ooh, baby, do you know that's what? Ooh, heaven is a place. That one. Heaven is a place.
That's pretty close. I mean, it's no Sen Bob's, but it's pretty close.
The remix or the original or the acoustic remix
Oh,
of Sen Bob's.
I mean, that acoustic one is just so pretty.
Jesus.
It has so many applications too. Man.
Lately, I've been looping "Somebody's Watching Me" by Rockwell. I don't know why. That song's
We've
just
all been through
stuck in my
that phase. You have to. You have to
You're going to
go
get
through
more
that phase.
paranoid as you listen to it. That's the only thing you listen to.
That's how I am being in the house now. Like going from a tiny apartment to a house. Every time I hear that, I'm just like, wait,
Yeah.
really? Like
Everyone wish Michael congrats on the new house. He's in it right now.
Hey,
I'm in
congrats.
the early stages of my home studio. So
Nice.
still a ton of work to do, but yep. That's where I almost got the Rona. First day here.
So we've got a few more here, and then we'll start wrapping up here shortly, and then we'll have to have you guys back on and do another one of these. This is an anonymous question. What song are you most proud of producing, and what's the one you're least proud of?
Out of ones that are out already, probably Not Human, maybe. Not Human or Violent Delights for me.
Proud?
We need more saxophone. Hint, hint. I got one with saxophone.
Yeah, one of Brett's new ones has a big old sax solo in it.
Heck yeah.
I'm
always excited for the next thing. Like, even though we haven't finished them, I've got 3 demos that I think we're the closest to being finished, and just listening to those over and over, I'm always excited to get the next thing out there, So It's always, what have you done lately? But least, what do you guys like the least of our stuff? What's your least favorite song?
I don't want to say. I don't want to hurt your feelings. It's probably someone's favorite song.
Yeah.
They didn't make it though. It's okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a least favorite.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, that is hard.
We worked really hard on Memoria. The version that's on the album of Memoria is like the 4th time we've remade that song, and I still don't know if we did it right, but
I think it turned out okay.
did it? Okay.
Yeah.
I hear about it the least. It was not, it wasn't a single or anything, so
no
we
one
never pushed
ever
it.
talks about that song.
It's okay.
Kale asks, would you make a Young Medicine Discord server in the future? Like a fan server?
We were talking about that the other day, because like back in the day there'd be like fan clubs, and there's Facebook groups now, but I was kind of thinking like maybe Discord would be better, because it's not just another place to post your news and then people comment, like they would anywhere else, but Discord could be more like, because it's just the little I've used of it, it's just an active conversation ongoing, right? It
Yeah.
might be a little different avenue for people than just the normal social media posts and stories.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
And we've got a FiXT community Discord server with 1,200 members, or maybe 1,300 now. And we've also done like a chat Q&A with some of the artists. So we could try that out with you guys too, and do a live Q&A on the FiXT Discord.
Be sweet.
Let's see. We'll just try to answer one or two more, and then we can wrap up. This is anonymous. Has Michael played the Beat Saber mapping of Partner in Time, Partner in Crime?
I actually played Beat Saber for the first time not too long ago at that's what I played at your place, Josh, right?
I think you played it here, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that was only like 2 months ago or so.
I haven't played it. What the heck?
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
You have to leave your house to go their places sometimes, Brett.
Rude. You should come here.
You just bring it to him. No, I haven't played with that song, but I definitely would. I don't even remember what song I played there. It was real quick because he's just showing me the VR set, which is really cool. But no, I'd love to play it some more, and that'd definitely be a fun one to play for sure. It's one of my favorite songs to play. And
the Beat Saber map is legit just the drums, so I feel like you could do really well on it.
Did someone
we'll
else?
see.
How did they get on there? By the way,
Someone has to program it out. Like
They have a beat editor, a beat map editor, community.
someone made that for a
it.
song. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I want to play it.
Yeah, me too.
The Oculus Quest has really made a lot of the VR games just so much more accessible. FiXT actually we've got 14 or 15 songs in another music rhythm game on the Quest called Synth Riders. And let's see if we can land some Young Medicine in there.
Yeah.
We have an
You
ongoing
guys,
convo with them.
there needs to be a FiXT just video game.
Do it.
Fix the video game.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's Michael. We got approached for another artist on the roster, and the game is not out yet. It's just in development. But there's a developer making a drum simulated VR game where it's all air drumming, but you're
sweet. That'd be awesome.
So we might have some music in one of those types of games too.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Okay. Any final thoughts or comments from anybody before we wrap up?
I just want to say I'm looking forward to this new album. I mean, I'm a big fan of Interlinked. I think everyone who hears that album can respect the songwriting and the technical skill on it. And, I'm excited to hear these new tracks start rolling in. I'm sure people will enjoy it.
We're excited to get it out there. All these
Definitely.
new songs, we want to finish them as soon as possible.
Yeah, really appreciate you guys jumping on, and looking forward to getting new music out and continuing to build this, track by track and piece by piece. So thanks to everybody who jumped in, for watching, for joining in the chat. If we missed some
Thanks for
questions,
asking questions.
yeah, if we missed some questions, we'll definitely do this again. We can move some things over to the FiXT Discord, and then we will be making a recap highlight video of this available later on YouTube, and share it out with more of the fan base.
Some good. Thanks
Cool.
for hanging out, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for joining, everybody, and stay safe and healthy.
Unlike Josh.
I'm good now. I'm fine now.
All right, thanks, guys. We're going to sign out here, and we'll catch you guys all soon.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
You guys.